What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another channel. My name is Dre, and in today's video we're gonna have a controversial conversation about sensor sizes, whether if you need a full frame sensor, crop sensor, medium format, or micro four thirds, or the most controversial one yet, is my iPhone enough? So in this video, we're going to be talking about every single sensor size and why one might be beneficial than the other one, and which one would work better for the situation that you're in. So let's get walking. We have a long walk to do. We're heading over to the George Washington Bridge. There's a park called Palisade Parks, and we're gonna have a good time. All right. Currently shooting on the Fuji X-H2S, and my main photography camera, I have my X Pro 3. So let's see what today brings us. So let's do it. You're watching the bridge? Matando Fairview? Yes. Yes. All right, so let me fix this real quick. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So that was about like a 40-minute bus ride, but we got here. We're good. We're still not necessarily at the George Washington Bridge where we have to be. We still have about a 15 to 20-minute walk. So we might have to. Oh, am I in frame? There you go. I just have to adjust now. Find either another bus that can take me a little bit closer, or just walk it. I'm gonna check the map real quick and see how far I am. But so far, yeah. Let's do it. So I don't know if you guys could tell, but I am here. I have to walk this way to be able to get one of the buses. That's gonna take me all the way up here, and then I have to walk, get to the Palisades Park. But let's see what happens. Let's walk first. All right, so the next bus to where I'm going to is in 12 minutes. So now I just have to patiently wait the 12 minutes. Yeah, let me take this off. Okay, so now I have to patiently wait for the 12 minutes for that other bus. And then from there, it's a 40-minute walk. I thought I was 40 minutes total. Not yet. It's about 20 minutes on the bus and then an additional 40 minutes walking. Yeah. Alrighty, so let's answer the most controversial question, which is, do I need, or is my phone good enough? Or actually the better question is that everyone is asking, can I use my phone for photography? And the answer is, of course you can. Why could you use your phone for photography rather than a professional camera? Well, let's put it like this. You have a cup of water and you have a bucket of water. You both fill them up. Which one do you get more out of? Obviously the bucket of water. In this case, the bucket would be a professional camera and the cup would be a smartphone. Now, what does that mean? You have more information in a bigger container, in a bigger sensor, like either APS-C or full frame, rather than a sensor smaller than an inch. So a cup size of information. Is that enough? Yeah, for most people, that's more than enough information. The images that come out off of these smartphones nowadays are incredible. I've known some Sony cameras, some Sony phones that have a 1-inch sensor, which is incredible. So the image quality is going to be amazing. So if you're just taking pictures of your friends and families in a non-professional way, sure, an iPhone works, and that's pretty much it. But for the people who actually want to experience the actual art of photography, which is the patience of just learning the science behind what each setting does, then a professional camera with professional features such as aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and the fact that you can interchange lenses, then that's the reason why you get a professional camera. You want to learn and you want to have a different experience than just taking pictures on your phone. Just now we have made it. Oh, we're going the wrong way. So hold up. Let me change this real quick. All right. So now we have made it, and now it's about a 40-minute walk compared to the whole hour that we were supposed to do. So now it feels a little bit better. I was waiting outside for a little bit, and the bus never came. Decided to walk back to the other place where I was supposed to go to. Found the bus, got onto it. I'm here. But journey's still going, and we have about 20 minutes now. Now it's an actual 20-minute walk before we actually get to where we have to go to. So see you guys in a few. I think there's two. Alrighty, so what I think about the different formats that there are. You know, you have a smartphone, you have Micro Four Thirds, you have crop sensor, you have full frame, and like the GFX and the Hasselblad system, the medium format. So what do I believe as to what could work for you? Every camera, every smartphone does the same thing. You press a button, you capture an image. It's just a matter of what do you really need from this tool in order to experience the fullness of photography. What do I mean by that? So if I'm just with my family and I'm just walking around, not really paying attention, I need like a quick shot real quick, a phone is more than enough. Like if you don't need to blow these images really large, a phone is more than enough. For comparison purposes, check it out. So this is my iPhone 13. In there, there's a sensor. So that's tiny. That's a tiny sensor in there. In comparison to Micro Four Thirds, and in comparison to, give me a second, comparison to, let's say, like a crop sensor camera. So this is my Fujifilm X Pro 3. Check that out. It's a big sensor in there. There you go. Oof, it's nice. All right, so can't find the hole. And this is where smartphones have their place. Again, they do what they need to do. If you just want to record a quick video, that's what they're made for. All right, so let's talk about another controversial topic. APS-C versus full frame. Why would you want to choose APS-C versus full frame? It just comes down to one thing. Well, two things. One, camera size. Do you really want to carry a big camera? And two, low light photography. Yes, full frame is better than APS-C in low light. But there's ways to fix that, and there's ways to work around that. And yeah, full frame is a bigger sensor than APS-C, but we can still achieve great images using APS-C. So let's talk about that. C versus full frame. The two major differences that APS-C is small and full frame is a bigger format, bigger cameras, sometimes even bigger lenses. Let's put it in perspective. We have a Fujifilm system, which their prime lenses are about this big. Could get a little expensive, but not the point. Full frame, on the other hand, some of their primes are maybe this size, a little girthy, a little heavier. Nothing wrong with that. But it just depends on how's your shooting style. If you like to have everything lightweight, if size doesn't matter, then sure, get the biggest thing. Also, low light capabilities. Full frame, since it is a bigger sensor, it has the availability to absorb more light. In essence, this is why their lenses are bigger. More light goes into the sensor, achieving low light performances that are superior than APS-C. Don't get me wrong, APS-C, you can still achieve low light photography. Now, nowadays sensors have gotten better. That APS-C, well, you can manage to get some good image quality out of them. And surprisingly enough, it is better than an iPhone. And you can actually make your images look pretty well, actually good enough. And so, major differences, yeah, unless you have all the money in the world, a full frame is a little bit more expensive. You can definitely go for a full frame camera. They do get pricier compared to APS-C cameras. And next topic. And lastly, we have medium format. Why would someone choose a medium format camera? For what reason? Well, only one reason. These are photographers who definitely want to make their images bigger than what the camera can really do. What I mean by that, these are photographers that really need every single depth of color, every single depth of resolution. I mean, the best of the best. This is where medium format is a better camera in that instances. But there are some caveats, or there are some negatives, I would say, where medium format cameras aren't the fastest. If you're doing sports photography, these cameras are pretty slow, since it is a bigger sensor to process images through. So this is where full frame is better in that sense, because, well, you do have faster readouts compared to APS-C. Same thing, faster readouts. And then Micro Four Thirds, same idea. And phones, well, phones you can do burst modes, but not the point. What is my favorite format? My favorite format is APS-C. I started out with a Canon T5i, amazing camera, APS-C from Canon, and then transitioned over to Sony a7 II with a Sigma 24-70 2.8, amazing piece of glass, amazing camera at the time when it came out. I loved it. I shot with it professionally. I did sports photography with it. I did commercial photography with it, product photography. When I transitioned over to street photography, that's where I noticed where that camera was just way too big. I landed on my X Pro 3, and ever since I just saw that some APS-C cameras have the potential to be more than good enough, and I'm happy with it. So, long story short, in conclusion, every camera is a tool. It's just a matter of what tool do you need for your circumstances. Whether you need a saw, whether you need a hammer, or whether you need a power tool. An iPhone can do it, an APS-C can do it, full frame can do it, medium format can do it. How much do you want to carry? How deep are your pockets? And just biased opinions on based off everyone around you. These are my final thoughts, and thank you for watching. So if you have any questions, any comments, leave them in the comments below. like the video if you liked it, and until next time, happy shooting.